Hello everyone, I'm Clay Cartagena.
And I'm Alexis Thompson. This is Campbell Now. It's a wonderful weekend. The Creek as Campbell University's Divinity School will be celebrating its 25th anniversary this Thursday. The anniversary festivities will begin with a gratitude luncheon to be held in the Student Union ballrooms. Following the reception, worship service will be held in the Butler Chapel at 4 p.m. and tours of the Divinity School will be offered that night as well. You do not want to miss this evening of gratitude, worship, and memories, so be sure to stop by.
The women's golf team has earned the #1 seed in the Big South Conference Championship. As the 6-time defending champions, they are the clear favorites to hoist the trophy this weekend. The Camels are ranked 74th nationally and will look to compete in the NCAA Regional Championship immediately following the conference title.
Buies Creek is going digital. Wiggins Memorial Library is partnering with the committee of Buies Creek High School graduates to pinpoint copies of the 28 yearbooks produced and make them available online. The library staff is very excited about the partnership with the local high school and for the results they will publish.
The Fighting Camels women's softball team split a doubler against NC-A&T Aggies Tuesday afternoon. The Camels came out on top the first matchup 5-1 with Delaney McDilda and Savannah White both driving in runs. The Aggies would take the second matchup with a 2-1 score. Be sure to come out and support as they return home this weekend for a Big South matchup against Gardner-Webb.
This Sunday at 5 p.m., the Office of Spiritual Life is hosting a worship assembly. This student-led worship service will include music, preaching, and fellowship. This service will take place in Butler Chapel starting at 5 p.m. Come to Butler Chapel to worship with your friends and support your classmates.
Tomorrow, April 13th, the Camels men's tennis team will be hosting Radford in a Big South Conference matchup. The Camels are currently 3-1 in conference, and Radford is currently 2-2 in conference. Make sure to come out and support your Camels at 2:30 p.m. as they look to raise their conference record to 4-1.
Looking for something fun to do in the Creek next week? Next Tuesday, the Campus Activities Board will be hosting a candle making class. This fun event located in the Student Union Ballroom C will be held at 5 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. Each class will only contain items for 25 students, so be sure to get there on time. Today we have a special guest in the Campbell Now studio with us today. Please take a moment to introduce yourself and your title.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kenneth Moorfield. I'm professor of English here at Campbell, and this year I am also serving as the faculty advisor for the Lyricist magazine and the chair of the English department subcommittee running the Clara Booth Bird Creative Writing Scholarship Contest.
That's lovely. Dr. Moorfield, could you please describe the contest and why it was created?
Yes, the contest was created because Clara Booth Bird was an alumnus who donated money to Campbell as part of her estate when she died in the 1980s. Endowed scholarships are when a donor gives money to Campbell,
right,
and Campbell invests that money and then takes a portion of the interest or the money that accumulates to distribute to students,
right,
for scholarships. Endowed simply means that there's stipulations given by the donor of the money,
right,
and one of Clara Booth's stipulations was that she wanted the money to go to a student who won a creative writing contest, right, or demonstrated some promise in that area. So we're doing that to fulfill the agreement we made with the donors.
Right, that's actually very wonderful.
Honestly. One of the things that we wanted to ask you, just concerning the winner, we know this is a prestigious award. Who was last year's winner?
So last year's winner was a junior English major named Isabella Rogers, and she was actually a 2-time winner of the award.
Oh, wow.
But because she's a senior now and because she's a 2-time winner, the endowment stipulates you can't win more than twice. So this year's competition would be wide open. There literally isn't a favorite that you know someone would have to overcome. I think Isabella is rightly praised for her poetry. Dr. or Mr. Todd Truffin, who is the referee for this year's contest, had cited her diversity in her poetry. Sometimes poets will use the same style for all of their different poems. And so I think he signaled that one of the things that he likes, if you're thinking about submitting, is a range of different styles, particularly on the poetry side. That can be harder on the prose side because prose might be more one single style. But Isabella won for her poetry. and particularly for the diversity of her voice and imagery within the different poems that she submitted.
Right.
That's great.
Seems like there are some pretty big shoes to fill.
Yes.
So, Dr. Moorfield, as the chair of the English Department Subcommittee, what advice would you give to new participants of this prestigious competition?
Well, my first and biggest advice would be to submit.
Right.
When I've talked to a lot of students, they express less confidence about their creative writing ability. I'm not an English major. This isn't the thing that I feel best at.
Right.
But the scholarship amount is $1,725, which is pretty high given the relative amount of competition. I think because some students are less confident, there tends to be less submissions, and you can't win if you don't submit.
Very true.
My biggest piece of advice would be take a chance. Sometimes part of being a college student is trying something new, getting out of your comfort zone. Maybe you find out that you're better at it than you think and get a hefty slice off of your tuition in the process.
Definitely.
That sounds nice.
It does indeed. Thank you so much, Dr. Moorfield, for joining us today and for giving us insight of the Creative Writing Scholarship Award. That's all for today. I'm Clay Cartagena.
And I'm Alexis Thompson. See you next time here on Campbell Now.